Session 92, 2nd June 2022. Session 92, 2nd June 2022. Quran, the Word of Allah, an elaboratory translation by ex-Brigadier Mustansar Balla. Brothers and sisters, we continue with the 22nd Surah of Quran, Surah Al-Hajj, and with part 17. Part 17. Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim. We begin with the name of Allah, who is most gracious and tremendously merciful. ذَلِكَ وَمَنْ يُعَظِّمْ شَعَائِرَ اللَّهِ فَإِنَّهَا مِنْ تَقْوَى الْقُلُوبِ. 3:2, verse 3:2. So it is, and he who respects the symbols of Allah surely shows the piety of his heart. لَكُمْ فِيهَا مَنَافِعُ إِلَىٰ أَجَلٍ مُّسَمًّى ثُمَّ مَاهِلُهَا إِلَى الْبَيْتِ الْعَتِيقِ. 3:3. You may benefit by using their milk from the cattle dedicated for sacrifice until the time of their slaughter. Then their place of sacrifice is near the ancient house. وَلَكُلِّ أُمَّةٍ جَعَلْنَا مَنْسَكًا لِيَذْكُرُوا اسْمَ اللَّهِ عَلَىٰ مَا رَزَقَهُم مِّن بَهِيمَةِ الْأَنْعَامِ فَإِلَٰهُكُمْ إِلَٰهٌ وَاحِدٌ فَلَهُ أَسْلِمُوا وَبَشِّرِ الْمُخْبِتِينَ. Verse 3:4. And for every nation we prescribed a way of sacrifice, so that they may pronounce the name of Allah over the cattle which He has given them for food. But the object is one and the same, to remember that your Ilah, God, is one. But the object is one and the same, to remember that your Ilah, God, is one Ilah, God, Allah. So submit yourselves to Him as a Muslim. And, O Prophet, give good news to the humble, those who obey Allah with humility. And, O Prophet, give good news to the humble, that is, those who obey Allah with humility. الَّذِينَ إِذَا ذُكِرَ اللَّهُ وَجِلَتْ قُلُوبُهُمْ وَالصَّابِرِينَ عَلَىٰ مَا أَصَابَهُمْ وَالْمُقِيمِ الصَّلَاةَ وَمِمَّا رَزَقْنَاهُمْ يُنْفِقُونَ. 3:5. Whose hearts tremble with fear when Allah is mentioned, who endure adversity, whose hearts tremble with fear when Allah is mentioned, who endure adversity with patience, who establish salah, prayers, and spend in charity out of what we have given them. وَالْبُدْنَ جَعَلْنَاهَا لَكُم مِّن شَعَائِرِ اللَّهِ لَكُمْ فِيهَا خَيْرٌ فاذكروا اسم الله عَلَيْهَا سَوَافًا فَإِذَا وَجَبَتْ جُنُوبُهَا وَكُلُوا مِنْهَا وَأَطْعِمُوا الْقَانِعَ وَالْمُعْتَرَ كَذَلِكَ سَخَّرْنَاهَا لَكُمْ لَعَلَّكُمْ تَشْكُرُونَ. 3:6. And we have made the sacrificial animals for you among the symbols of Allah, for there is so much good for you in them. So pronounce the name of Allah over them while standing, and when they fall down on their sides after slaughter, when the movement stops completely, then eat of them their meat, Feed the contented poor who do not ask, and the beggars poor who ask. Thus we have subjected those animals to you, so that you may be grateful. Thus We have subjected those animals to you so that you may be grateful. لن ينال الله لحومها ولا دماؤها ولكن يناله تقوى منكم وكذلك سخرها لكم لتكبروا الله على ما هداكم وبشر المحسنين. 3:7 It is neither their meat nor their blood that reaches Allah, but it is your piety that reaches Him. Thus have we subjected them to you so that you may glorify Allah for giving you guidance and give good news, O Muhammad, peace be upon him, to those who do good to others, and give good news, O Muhammad, peace be upon him, to those who do good to others. إن الله يدافع عن الذين آمنوا إن الله لا يحب كل خوان كفور. 3:8 Surely Allah protects wars of evil from those who are true believers. For certainly Allah doesn't like anyone who is treacherous. For certainly Allah doesn't like anyone who is treacherous. أذن للذين يقاتلون بأنهم ظلموا وإن الله على نصرهم لقدير. 3:9 Permission to fight is hereby granted to the believers against whom war is waged, and because they are oppressed. Certainly Allah has power to grant them victory. الذين أخرجوا من ديارهم بغير حق إلا يقولوا ربنا الله ولولا دفع الله الناس بعضهم ببعض بالهدمت صوامع وبيع وصلوات ومساجد يذكر فيها في اسم الله كثيرا ولا ينصرون الله من ينصر إن الله لقوي عزيز. 4:0 Those who have been unjustly expelled from their homes only because they said, Our Rabb is Allah, had Allah not enabled one to repel another, put mockers on the misdeeds of the other, nothing would have been safe from the spiteful, vengeful. Then the yeshivas, churches, madrasas, and mosques would have been razed to ground, in which the name of Allah is extensively commemorated. الذين إن مكناهم في الأرض أقاموا الصلاة وآتوا الزكاة وأمروا بالمعروف ونهوا عن المنكر ولله عاقبة الأمور. 4:1 Those Muslim rulers, if we give them power on the land, will establish salah prayers and pay zakah obligatory charity, enjoin justice and forbid evil. Those Muslim rulers, if we give them power on the land, will establish salah prayers and pay zakah obligatory charity, enjoin justice and forbid evil. The final decision of all affairs is in the hands of Allah. وَإِنْ يَكَذِّبُكَ فَقَدْ كَذَّبَتْ قَبْلَهُمْ قَوْمُ نُوحٍ وَعَادٌ وَثَمُودَ. 4:2 And if they deny you, O Muhammad, peace be upon him, so did the people of Nuh, Ad, and Samud deny their prophets before them. وَقَامَ إِبْرَاهِيمَ وَقَامَ لُوطٍ 4:3 And the people of Abraham, and the people of Lot, also denied those prophets. وَأَصْحَابُ مَدْيَنَ وَكُذِّبَ مُوسَى وَأَمْلَيْتُ لِلْكَافِرِينَ ثُمَّ أَخَذْتُهُمْ وَكَيْفَ كَانَ نَكِيرِ. 4:4 And as well as the residents of Madian had denied their prophets, and likewise Moses was also denied. But I gave respite to all those disbelievers for a while. But I gave respite to all those disbelievers for a while, and then I seized them. So how terrible was my punishment. فَكَأَيٍّ مِّن قَرْيَةٍ أَهْلَكْنَاهَا فَهِيَ ظَالِمَةٌ فَهِيَ خَاوِيَةٌ عَلَىٰ عُرُوشِهَا وَبِئْرٍ مُّعَطَّلَةٍ وَقَصْرٍ مَّشِيدٍ 4:5. And many townships did we destroy while they were given to wrongdoings. Today they lie with their roofs fallen in. Today they lie with their roofs fallen in, their wells abandoned, and their lofty castles deserted. أَفَلَمْ يَسِيرُوا فِي الْأَرْضِ فَتَكُونَ لَهُمْ قُلُوبٌ يَعْقِلُونَ بِهَا أَوْ آذَانٌ يَسْمَعُونَ بِهَا فَإِنَّهَا لَا تَعْمَى الْأَبْصَارُ وَلَكِنْ تَعْمَى الْقُلُوبُ الَّتِي فِي الصُّدُورِ 4:6. Have they not traveled through the land, that they should have hearts to learn wisdom, or ears to hear the truth? Certainly, it is not some eyes which are blind, but it is the hearts which go blind in their breasts. But it is the hearts which go blind in their breasts. وَيَسْتَعْجِلُونَكَ بِالْعَذَابِ وَلَنْ يُخْلِفَ اللَّهُ وَعْدَهُ وَإِنَّهُ يَوْمٌ عِندَ رَبِّكَ لَأَلْفُ سَنَةٍ مِّمَّا تَعُدُّونَ 4:7. And they ask you, O Prophet, to hasten on the torment. And they ask you, O Prophet, peace be upon him, to hasten on the torment, punishment. And Allah will fail not his promise, and Allah will fail not his promise. And in fact, a day of your Rabb, time period in which Allah's decision is executed, is equal to 1,000 years of what you reckon. And in fact, a day of your Rabb, time period in which Allah's decision is executed, is equal to 1,000 years of what you reckon. وَكَأَيٍّ مِّن قَرْيَةٍ أَمْلَيْتُ لَهَا وَهِيَ ظَالِمَةٌ ثُمَّ أَخَذْتُهَا وَإِلَيَّ الْمَصِيرُ 4:8. And many townships did I give respite, while these were given to misdoings. Then at the end I seized it with the punishment, and to me is the final return of all. 4:8. And many townships did I give respite, while these were given to misdoings. Then at the end I seized them with punishment, and to me is the final return of all. قُلْ يَا أَيُّهَا النَّاسُ إِنَّمَا أَنَا لَكُمْ نَذِيرٌ مُبِينٌ 4:9. Say, O Muhammad, O mankind, I am sent to you only as a plain warner. Say, O Muhammad, peace be upon him, O mankind, I am sent to you only as a plain warner. وَالَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَعَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ لَهُمْ مَغْفِرَةٌ وَرِزْقٌ كَرِيمٌ 5:0. So those who believe and do righteous deeds, for them is forgiveness and generous provision, that is paradise. وَالَّذِينَ سَعَوْا فِي آيَاتِنَا مُعَاجِزِينَ أُولَٰئِكَ أَصْحَابُ الْجَحِيمِ 5:1. But those who strive against our revelations to frustrate them will be the dwellers of the hellfire. وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَا مِنْ قَبْلِكَ مِنْ رَسُولٍ وَلَا نَبِيٍّ إِذَا تَمَنَّى أَلْقَى الشَّيْطَانُ فِي أُمْنِيَّتِهِ وَيَنْسَخُ اللَّهُ مَا يُلْقِي الشَّيْطَانُ ثُمَّ يُحْكِمُ اللَّهُ آيَاتِهِ وَاللَّهُ عَلِيمٌ حَكِيمٌ 5:2. Never did we send a messenger or prophet before you, but when he recited the revelations, or narrated, or spoke, Shaitan, Satan, the devil, tampered mixed some falsehood with it, but Allah washes out that which shaitan, devil, throws in mixes. But Allah washes out that which the devil throws in mixes. Then Allah establishes His revelations, and Allah is all-knowing, all-wise. لِيَجْعَلَ مَا يُلْقِي الشَّيْطَانُ فِتْنَةً لِلَّذِينَ فِي قُلُوبِهِم مَّرَضٌ وَالْقَاسِيَةِ قُلُوبُهُمْ وَإِنَّ الظَّالِمِينَ لَفِي شِقَاقٍ بَعِيدٍ. 5:3 That He, Allah, may make what is thrown in by shaitan, the devil, a trial for those in whose hearts is a disease of hypocrisy or disbelief, and whose hearts are hardened. And certainly the Zalimeen, that the polytheists and wrongdoers, are far away from the truth and opposition. وَلَيَعْلَمَ الَّذِينَ أُوتُوا الْعِلْمَ أَنَّهُ الْحَقُّ مِنْ رَبِّكَ فَيُؤْمِنُوا بِهِ وَتُخْبِتَ لَهُ قُلُوبُهُمْ إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يَهْدِي الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا إِلَىٰ صِرَاطٍ مُسْتَقِيمٍ. 5:4 And that those who have been given knowledge may know that it is this Quran is the truth, may know that this Quran is the truth from your Rabb, so that they may believe therein, and their hearts may submit to it with humility. And surely Allah will guide the believers to the straight path. And surely Allah will guide the believers to the straight path. وَلَا يَزُلُّ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا فِي مِرْيَةٍ مِّنْهُ حَتَّى يَأْتِيَهُمُ السَّاعَةُ بَغْتَةً أَوْ يَأْتِيَهُمْ عَذَابُ يَوْمٍ أَقِيمٍ. 5:5 As for the disbelievers, they will never cease to doubt the revelation until the hour of doom overtakes them. As for the disbelievers, they will never cease to doubt the revelations until the hour of doom overtakes them. Suddenly, until the hour of doom overtakes them suddenly, or there comes to them the punishment of the day of disaster. الملك يومئذ لله يحكم بينهم فالذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات في جنة النعيم. 5:6 The sovereignty that day is of none but Allah. The sovereignty that day is of none but Allah alone, the one who has no partners. He will judge between them. So those who believe, embraced the true faith of Islam, and did good deeds will be in gardens of delight. Paradise. Can't go to heaven just by saying that you believe. Good deeds are a must. I repeat, can't go to heaven just by saying that you believe. Good deeds are a must. وَالَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا وَكَذَّبُوا بِآيَاتِنَا فَأُولَٰئِكَ لَهُمْ عَذَابٌ مُّهِينٌ. And the last verse for today, 5:7 And those who disbelieved and denied our verses of Quran, for them will be a humiliating punishment. The last verse, 5:7 And those who disbelieved and denied our verses of Quran, for them will be a humiliating punishment.